Welcome back to Scouting Movies. I haven't talked about many sequels uh, in this podcast yet. Today I'm going to talk about a sequel. Technically, it's the fifth and final film of a series, and we'll talk about uh, this movie and whether or not it reaches the heights of its predecessors. So the movie we're talking about today is called The Dead Pool. I enunciated that clearly because obviously Marvel uh, and Disney Plus have come out with Deadpool, the comic starring Ryan Reynolds. This is not that. This is called The Deadpool. It is a uh, Dirty Harry film, the fifth and final of Clint Eastwood's Dirty Harry films. Uh, And when you're talking about movies, franchises that continue for five films in this case, you really have to do something special in order to keep up the momentum, keep up the storytelling, and tell something different when you're along, third, fourth, fifth iteration of the film. Uh, and we'll talk about whether Deadpool does that here or not in a second. But let me talk about setting the scene, giving a synopsis of the movie. Dirty Harry Callahan is once again ruffling feathers at the San Francisco Police Department because of course he is. That it wouldn't be Dirty Harry if he wasn't. This time he's investigating a series of murders that's tied to something called the Deadpool, a game where people are betting on which celebrities will die next. Uh, Peter Swan is a moody music video director played by Liam Neeson, who may or may not be pulling some of the strings behind the betting of this particular game. His rock star client is Jim Carrey in one of his first films, doing a coke fueled Axl Rose impression, because why not? As always, Harry's got a new partner. This time his name is Quan, played by Evan Kim, and he's trying to find out why these celebrities are dying and how to stop it from happening until he finds that his name appears on the list and it becomes a little bit more personal. Meanwhile, a investigative reporter played by Virginia Madsen. Um, I'm questioning myself. Is that Virginia Madsen? You'll see it on the screen here if it's not. uh, and she starts investigating along with Dirty Harry, and they kind of get attached at the hip. So, uh, reviewing this film, Clint Eastwood is obviously Dirty Harry, right? No one could do Dirty Harry as well as Clint Eastwood has. No one's arguing that. But by the Deadpool in the fifth film of the franchise, he kind of seems like he's over it. The signature glare is still there, the gravel voice is still there, but the spark, the fire that made all these Dirty Harry films and characters seem dangerous and unpredictable seems kind of gone. Uh, at this point, Harry's not pissed off anymore. He's just kind of tired of the same old thing over and over again. And honestly, Clint, same. Uh, all of the first two or three films and Dirty Harry, which the first one was called Dirty Harry, and then there was Magnum Force. Those two were excellent films. They were able to ratchet up the suspense. They were able to bring out this character that we love to watch, and then it started slowly going downhill from there until we reach the bottom, which is where the Deadpool ended. Uh, there weren't any other Dirty Harry films after this, and part of it could be attributed to this film just being tired and trite and just we're traveling over the same ground over and over again. That's been worn too much. Uh, could be that the actors and director just were done with it. So the real tragedy here in the Deadpool isn't just Harry's apathy; it's that the Deadpool fumbles its supporting cast. Uh, because I've mentioned some of the actors that have portrayed so far in this movie. Liam Neeson is introduced like he's going to be this big sleazy centerpiece of the story. He's got the accent, he's got the ego, he's got the look, and then after a few times of seeing him, he just disappears off the face of the earth. There's no final confrontation with him. There's no twist. There's no payoff. It's like the movie forgot it cast Liam Neeson and hoped that we would too. Uh, Poor Alquan, played by Evan Kim as well. Harry gets a new partner almost every movie, and in this case, it's an Asian American guy here that he has legit potential. He has this martial arts ability, that quiet charisma, confidence. He does get injured in the movie though, and then he's kind of shuffled off to the side, and we no longer see him anymore because the movie felt that it would be better to have a female partner to ratchet up the sensuality, and so that's one of the problems with this film. One of the problems of the film is that it has all these characters set up at some point, introduced in the movie, and then kind of forgotten as it decides to do different things. Like I said, the investigative reporter, who by the way is played by Patricia Clarkson, not Virginia Madsen. Sorry about that, Patricia Clarkson. Uh, she is kind of introduced as more of Harry's partner after um, Al Quan goes down injured, and that seems to please the filmmakers a little bit more to have a female partner that has a little bit of more sensuality in it. Um, Even Jim Carrey, who gets like 5 minutes in this movie at near the beginning, makes more of an impact than most of the other characters. He's chaotic, weirdly charismatic. He brings this totally unhinged energy, trademark Jim Carrey energy, I guess, that the rest of the movie really could have used. Um, he kind of sets the plot in motion. He's the first celebrity that's killed in the Deadpool, but he really sets a different kind of energy that we would love to see for the rest of the film. Even the villain is a letdown. He's got none of the menace of Scorpio from the original film, or the complexity of the rogue cops from Magnum Force. He's just kind of there, a little bit behind the scenes at first because we don't know who the villain is, and then when he finally appears, we have very little time to actually spend with the villain before he's gone. He's just a cardboard cutout of a psychopath obsessed with celebrity culture. He's not scary. He's not deep. He's just kind of filler. Uh, there is one good scene in this film. You know, that sounds harsh. There's probably a few good scenes, but there's one really good scene, and it's the one moment where the movie genuinely kicks into high gear, the way that it reminded us that Dirty Harry films could, and it's the remote control car chase. Uh, and you did hear that right, a remote controlled car. Harry Callahan and his partner Alquan are getting hunted down by a tiny remote controlled car that's rigged with explosives uh, throughout the streets of San Francisco. And so San Francisco really hilly, uh, and so there's a car chase, but it's really innovative because one car is a tiny little remote controlled car, but it's even though it's so small, it's deadly dangerous. It's lethal because it's rigged with powerful explosives, and so trying to get away from it in those hilly streets and dead ends and things like that. It's a really really good scene. It's the one time that the film feels really alive, like it's trying something new instead of just checking boxes and going over the same retread over and over and over. Uh, it reminds us why Dirty Harry used to be so exciting. Unfortunately, the rest of the movie is not quite as explosive. We don't have those sense of uh, that sense of fun or that sense of innovation throughout the rest of it. That's one of the big issues here is that the Deadpool isn't offensively bad. It's just painfully predictable. It runs on autopilot throughout. So there's a new partner from the rest of the Dirty Harry movies as well. Check. Angry captain threatening to take the badge and gun away from Dirty Harry Callahan. Check. You got it. A fake out suspect. You know it. A final act where Harry breaks all the rules and kills the bad guy. I mean, you've seen it before, right? It's Dirty Harry Mad Libs, right? By the fifth film, the formula just isn't cutting it anymore, and I think the filmmakers realized that as they were making this film, as they finished it, because there wasn't a sixth one. Here's the thing. So the first Dirty Harry film, called Dirty Harry, redefined the action genre. It gave us an anti-hero who challenged authority, asked real questions. Do you feel lucky? Kicked down the door, every door in his way. It mattered. It worked. The Deadpool feels like a contractual obligation. It's like the studio said, "Hey, Clint, we need one more," and Clint went, "Fine, but I don't want to care about it. I don't want to do much. Just just let me stare into the camera a few times and let me get out of there with my paycheck." It's there's not any emotion behind it this time. So that's the Deadpool. Wrapping up the Deadpool. If you're a Dirty Harry completionist, at least it's the final one. If it's part of the trilogy, part of the final series, the five films, you've got to watch it if you've seen the other four, right? But it's just out of obligation. It's not really a good film. You're going to walk away very underwhelmed. It's not a great action film. It's not a. It's paling in comparison to the other Dirty Harry franchise. So, what grade will I give the Deadpool? I'm going to give it a C minus. It's not terrible. It's just tired. A few good moments, one killer chase scene, a lot of going through the motions in between. So, that's the Deadpool. Let me know if you've seen it, if you agree with that, or if you have some opposing thoughts that you'd like to share. Like, subscribe, comment, give me your thoughts. Thanks, everyone.